Konnichiwa, hope everyone's good. So I've been carrying the Higonokamis for about 3 or 4 years now, pretty much every day. I've had the odd day where I've carried a Victorinox or an American case knife or a Rough Rider, but pretty much every day I've been carrying Higonokamis. So I thought I would do a real quick video just on my experience carrying them pretty much every day. I had a few comments on some of the videos I've done on Higonokamis where people are saying that they're unsafe, they never carry one. And I've had somebody say that there's only one type of Higonokami, or one blade type, everything else is fake. And had one guy tell us the parts of them, but he didn't get them right. I might not get them right, but I'll try my best. So I'll go over the parts in this video as well. And I had one guy tell us that these are not utility blades. I'm an idiot for carrying it as a utility knife. And these are actually straight razors, traditional Japanese straight razors. But I've actually got a Japanese straight razor which I'll show. It's not actually called a Higonokami, it's called a Kanakoma, not a Kanakoma, sorry. It's called a Kamisori. Kamakoma is part of what's written on the handle, I'll go into that as well. But as far as my experience with these knives, like I say, I've been carrying them pretty much every day, on off for 3 years definitely, probably it's coming up to about 4 years now. I've never had any accidents with them as far as blades slipping or closing on my hands. And I use them just as I would any other knife. A lot of times I'll hold them with my thumb. I've never had them close. If I'm carving with them, if I'm doing feather sticks or something, I'll hold them like this, and there is a chance they will close on you if you hit them hard enough. But as long as when you're cutting with them, all of the pressure is coming back and not in the opposite direction, you're not going to have any problems with it closing. And there's no issues with it closing on my hands. I'm not bothered about this. No problem. So I'm not worried whatsoever. Like I say, I've had a plenty of experience with these, so I know what I can and can't do with them. I think a lot of people saying they're unsafe, I've never used them. But like I say, as long as you know how to handle them and you don't hit them on the spine hard, like if you're not going to have a knife fight with somebody, then they're perfectly safe. You hold them like this, they're even safer. There's no way that's going to close on you. So I would show you my hands and say I've got no cuts on my hands, but I've got plenty of scars on my hands from other knives. But with these, I've had no issues with them closing as far as carrying them in your pockets and them opening up. A lot of them will do that, they are friction folders. All of these I carry in sheaths that I've made for them. This one, I've nipped the handle, so there's no way that it's going to open in my pocket. I can carry that safely. Like I say, I've had plenty of experience with these. I know what I can and can't do with them. I know how to carry them. And I've never had any issues with them safety wise. So that's my experience with them. They're perfectly safe. As far as the types, you actually get 3 types, not 1. This one is called the Kenga, which means sword type, because it's got a sword shape to it, katana shape, or traditional tanto. You get another one which I don't have, but I will be adding that to the collection probably within the next 2 weeks, called the Sasaha or Sasaba, which means bamboo shape, which is similar to this, but it's got more of a round shape to it, more like a Warncliffe design. I don't think it's got the sweep, it's just more of a like a spear type, but they call that a bamboo leaf shape. You get another one, which is obviously this type, the most popular and the most common. I'm not 100% sure what the Japanese call this, but I'll call it Gyaku Tanto. So Gyaku is Japanese for reverse and Tanto means Tanto. So just for the sake of this video, I'll call it the Gyaku Tanto, which might be wrong. If there's any Japanese people watching, let us know what you call this style. I couldn't find it, I looked it up, but I know Japanese for reverse is Gyaku, so I'll just call it that for the video, because in English speaking countries we always refer to that as reverse Tanto, so I'll call it that for this video. But like I say, you do get 3 types. As far as the parts go, I say I had somebody tell us the parts but they got them wrong. So the chicory is what you call the thumb tab. If it wants to focus, never does. So chicory is the thumb tab. The edge is called the ha. The kasakai or kisakai is the tip. The C, I think, is how you pronounce it. It's pronounced SE in English, or spelt SE I mean. This camera's supposed to automatically focus and it doesn't. Pain in the backside technology. Anyway, that's where the grind ends to the tip. So this area is the C or Se. And the spine of the knife is called the moon or mune. The handle is called the saya, which means sheath or scabbard. So on folding knives, the Japanese call them sheaths, not handles, or scabbards. And the pin is called the kashima. So that's the parts. As far as straight razors go, like I say, I don't have an actual Japanese one, but this one is made in England, so it's modelled on a Japanese one, but this is called a Kamisori, and this is obviously fixed blade, and usually they don't have this bit on, but like I say, this one isn't an actual Japanese one, it's made in England, but the Japanese ones do have this blade shape. This one is a double ground, and normally the Japanese ones are a chisel grind. They would have a straight edge here, and this other side would be ground at an angle. I'm sure everybody knows what a chisel grind is by now, so I don't want to insult people's intelligence. And this one is really nice actually. I've used it a few times before. It's made out of 1095, and it's, I forget what it is, 100 full Damascus, but it's pretty nice. I think if I had an actual chisel grind one, it would work a lot nicer, but this one, I like it. It does work a little well, but not as well as a normal straight razor. I don't have a real Japanese one to compare it to. This does work though, but I think the actual chisel ground ones would work a lot better. But this, like I say, example of a Japanese style straight razor called a Kamisori. These are not Kamisori, they're Higonokami. So these are utility knives, this is for shaving. So that's my experience with them. The parts of them, the writing says Higonokami Sada Kamakoma on the handles. There's something on there as well about protection. One of my friends called Gogosin, that's his YouTube channel, told me that. I don't know the kanji very well though, so I had to look it up. But from what I've seen, it says Higonokami Sada Kanakoma. And there is a bit, like I say, about protection, but I don't know which part of the kanji is for that. I am learning kanji a little bit, but it's complicated for me. Very different to Western writing. But my actual spoken Japanese is getting a lot better, but the kanji bit is very difficult for me anyway. It doesn't help having a little bit of dyslexia as well. But anyway, I'm getting there and I'm rambling on. So that's my experience with the Higonokamis. That's the parts, the types, and the difference between a straight razor and the actual Higonokamis, which I guess they are utility knives. And that's all I've got to say, so thanks for watching. Shana.